I mean, I'm not a guru or anything by any stretch, but my strategy for those guys I would not run at Aiden Hutchinson. I would run towards Ojabo or have a tendency to, because I think Aiden is equally stout against the pass and the run. I think Ojabo, not that he's not a great player, but I think he's much better against the pass than he is the run. And as far as the RPOs go, I would read Aiden, so I would leave him unblocked and more so be a give throw type of of relationship, not CJ Stroud on a zone read, because I don't think that's his strength. But I would try to read Aiden, to where we don't block him, and then based off of his decision, then we're either going to throw it or hand it off. But I think Aiden is that good as a defensive end that he's one that, yeah, I'm not gonna. He's a type I'm not gonna run or throw at, or chip him. I'm not running at him. I'm going to run more towards Ojabo, and then if I do want to go at Aiden, I'm gonna just try to put him in conflict best I can. But he's I mean, I saw a play last game where he on a just a bubble screen, he made a tackle on it. So he's a talented player, but that would probably be my strategy when it comes to those two is that's probably how I would try to attack them.
Yeah, I would say all of the above. You can't just keep doing one thing because then they'll eventually get it solved. And the quick passing over their heads works sometimes until they start batting it down or batting it up. And so, really, it's like I would chip as much as possible. Keep somebody, send a running back that way, take him out, and just make it difficult on them as much as you can. Now, Ohio State has the best pair of tackles they will have faced this year, and Nicholas Petit-Frere and DeJuan Jones. So that has been an advantage all season for them, but they have not faced anybody like these two. And I know people say, well, George Karlaftis is great. He came into that game with 3 sacks on the season. And that was 7-8 games into the year. Like, these guys each have 10 sacks, as many hurries, and they knock they force fumbles when they get there. I know a while back David Ojabo was like leading the nation in forced fumbles. I'm not sure where he's at now. Probably only has 5 or 6 on the season. He's been slacking. but and even last week, no sacks. But it's not like Talia Tagovailoa is just sitting back there and has a clean pocket. I mean, he's still running for his life. And Ohio State has a much better line than Maryland, but I don't think you can we'll just leave the guys on an island. I think they will do some of that because that's why you have those guys, so you can leave them on an island. But you're going to have to change it up here and there and just give them, just like Mike McDonald wants to change the picture for the quarterback on as many snaps as possible. Do the same thing with the defensive ends, and then maybe throw a little tempo in there. And then you can maybe just keep going one-on-one with that tempo and getting those guys tired, because Ohio State hasn't done a lot of tempo where they're really going. We've seen McDonald have issues with that this season, trying to substitute and getting caught with that. Michigan does not like that tempo. So maybe we see more of that, and maybe even a lot more, because like I said, while they don't huddle. They did huddle once a few games ago. It was a surprise to everybody. But they don't huddle because they don't want any substitutions. But obviously they're sending in sub packages all the time to go from 12 personnel to 21 to whatever. And so then Michigan can substitute as they need. I'm just thinking maybe we see some more of that tempo to keep Michigan from just, you're just trying to play the basest defense that you can, and you keep Mike McDonald from doing all of these bells and whistles.
Yeah, because those packages became an issue in switching out personnel, especially going, from a short yardage situation to a long yardage, or vice versa, in which McDonald wasn't prepared for that because of the different rules in the NFL versus what he now experiences in college. We don't see any issues on either special teams unit that I know of. Any glaring weaknesses?
Well, and I'll just say this while we talk about Ohio State's defense against this and that, and Michigan special teams has been fantastic all year, and it gives them free yards. It gave them a touchdown last week and gave them a blocked punt. Like, if there's an advantage, if there's an advantage in this game for Michigan, it's on special teams, in my opinion. And Ohio State may be getting Emeka Egbuka back. They're the top kick returner in the conference, freshman wide receiver. But even if they get him back, Jake Moody only gives, they only allow kickoff returns when they want to, not when Jake Moody puts it in the end zone, out of the end zone, through the uprights from wherever. So, like, even getting him back may not matter, because if Michigan doesn't want to face a kickoff return, they won't. And the kicking game has been fantastic. The coverage has been fantastic. Not that Ohio State's hasn't, but Michigan makes the most of it, and because I think they need to. They need all three facets and they will need all three facets in this game. So if there's an advantage for Michigan, I think it's in special teams. I don't know that it's a huge advantage, but Michigan has been fantastic in special teams, like, all season long.